The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. My name is DonivanGray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided that I am going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is DonivanGray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made different playlists for all the things we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 191. Today's date is Thursday, November 16th, and it is 10:40 a.m. So before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with screen time, and that is when me and my baby girl check how much time we spent on our phone last week, because if we are not taking advantage of our phone, then our phone is taking advantage of us, and we can't have that. All right, so last week, every day, I spent an average of 8 hours and 9 minutes on my phone. My most used app was Twitter, then my camera, then mail, and then Instagram. Okay, so I won't technically since we did it on Sunday, did this also count? Like, the last podcast was on Sunday, so this might be the same thing from last week.
Amen.
All right, I know. So I guess I'll do this week. So this week, my average right now is 7 hours. And my most used app is Twitter, then YouTube, and then Instagram. My highest usage day was yesterday for 9 hours and 40 minutes. I spent 3 hours on Twitter, an hour and a half on my camera, and an hour and a half on YouTube. I picked up my phone on average 89 times a day, and my first used app after pickup is Mail, then Twitter, then Instagram. All right. So, baby girl, what was your screen time like last week?
So far, I've spent on average 6 hours and 47 minutes on my phone, which is down 6% from last week. My most used app is Instagram for 6 hours and 30 minutes, then TikTok for 5 hours, Gmail for 4 hours, Shopify for 2 hours, LinkedIn for 2 hours. And then I've picked up my phone on average 76 times daily, which is down 65% from last week. And my first used app after pickup is Gmail, then Instagram.
Now for the subscriber check. So on our main channel, we are currently at 6,672 subscribers. And on our candle channel, we are at finally 700 subscribers. We hit the big 7-0, guys. 700. So that number, I feel like that's a threshold. Like, that's like okay, you guys are actually like doing well. I feel like 600 is good. I feel like 500 is cool, but I feel like when we get to 700, that's the milestone. And then the next would be like, I would probably say 9 and then 1,000. That's what I would say. I feel like 800 is not really a threshold. So let's see, where will I start off today? Well, as you guys saw in the title of the podcast, we had some really big news. So some of y'all may be familiar with some of these names. Some of y'all may not. Devin Booker, Dwayne Wade, Karl Anthony Towns, Chris Paul. Those are the basketball names that I know. There's some other ones in there. Oh, maybe Tom Hanks, Margot Robbie. They all have something in common. Okay? What they have in common is they are all represented by CAA. Okay, it is it's funny enough, a talent agency, right? And earlier in the week, we got an email about us partnering with them, right? And us using, or those athletes using our candles, right? So as anybody in our position would be, we were super excited. We're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, what the heck? Oh my goodness, this is amazing, right? Because we're like, okay, if we could have these people promoting the candles, we're going to get more sales. These are huge names. So I'm like, all right, let's let's do something. So the next, I think, day we set up a call with them. We get on the call with them, and sadly, it is not what I thought it was. Okay, it wasn't a scam. However, it was a sales call, and we have become very familiar with this type of phone call. And this is why I always lead with, how did you hear about us? I'm always trying to figure out, where did you find us? Because that'll let me know the intentions of this conversation or of this phone call. So he said that he went on Google and looked up candle companies. And I was like, he said he saw an ad, or we came up, and he ended up going with us. I was like, wow, that's crazy, because that lets me know that the company we hired is actually doing well, because random people are finding us and also reaching out to us. That also lets me know that the website is professional enough that a random person can find it and still want to do business with us. So we're on a phone call, and I'm thinking that they like the candles. They want to just kind of partner with us. Also, from the person I talked to, I did some background research on him. He probably is 22, maybe 21. He just left college recently, it seems like, and he is working at this company for about 3 months now. The reason why these are all red flags to me is because it's another sales call. They're trying to get us to spend money with them on their product or their company. So we would have to pay to promote with these athletes that they work with. So he gave me some figures. The numbers are reasonable figures. I'm not going to lie. If we had 1 to 30K instead of 15, it definitely would be something that we can consider even more than just like, nah, I don't know about this. But because we only won 15K, it makes it very difficult to allocate money to something like that. But some of the numbers were, 2,500, 5,000, 7,500. And some of y'all have been here for a long time, so y'all know that there was a company back in the day. It was called Ink Sports, and they were working with college athletes. So we had kind of did a partnership with them to see how it would turn out. As far as I know, we didn't get any sales from it. The only thing that we got from it was other athletes asking us for free candles. That's pretty much what we got. And it didn't really help us much. So over the last week or so, we've kind of, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we've come up with the idea, philosophy that we don't give out free stuff anymore. And yeah, we don't give out free stuff. That's number one, right? We kind of restructure how we would do something like that, how we would give somebody a candle. So rule number one right now is we're only giving out free candles to people that are providing some benefit or value to us that is significant, right? So we feel like, and when I say free candle, I mean here's a candle, I package it and send it to you. A lot of people are asking us for candles all the time, different brands and things like that, and it's annoying just because it's distracting. That's the most annoying part about it, is the fact that we're focusing on this, whatever we're focusing on, and we're getting emails thinking that it's an opportunity, when it's honestly usually not. And it's so weird every time I think about it, how many companies exist that aren't doing well or right by the customer that they have. Whoever they're serving, they just don't serve them. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't know who the customer is, and that's why I think that they're doing bad. But that's the vibe I'm getting. So we got reached out to by someone from United Airlines, and it was their magazine, their in-flight magazine. And like you said, like we talked about, we went and reached out to other people who worked with them. No one seemed to really have any good positive reviews about them. But however, if you check the magazine, there's probably 100 other vendors or brands in there, right? And everybody I talked to was more or less had the same thing to say, which was it wasn't really fruitful for us. And if you think about a lot of these companies, they'll fall into the same category where they're more or less marketing companies, and they aren't even really marketing companies per se. They have something and they want to market your thing on there. To me, a marketing company has the skill set to market. They understand how to buy ads. They understand how to create an ad. They understand how to get your word out there. They have connections with, maybe different agents like news corporation, things like that, who also even kind of the same thing. It's a weird game. So that would be equivalent to, do you guys remember Bunk? Was it Bunk Man? What's his name?
Bunk Gang?
Bunk Gang. Yeah, it was Bunk Gang. Yeah, I remember him, right? He got viral off of running up to people, taking their stuff and running off, right? That was what he got really known for. He had a lot of followers. If he hit me up and said, hey man, pay me $500 or $1,000, I'll take one of your candles right now, put it in my story. He can easily get 30 to 50 to 100 people to probably do that for him, which is actually kind of crazy. That's $100,000 in a month to be able to do that for him, right? But a lot of those people will not get any traction from him because it's, to the audience that he has, it's just a very dry, detached post from what he normally does. And I feel like a lot of these companies are looking at it from that perspective. How can I get more people in here that can just keep paying me and I just keep having more money coming in, but I'm not actually providing that kind of value to them? Like I said, we get reached out to by marketplaces all the time. Everybody, marketplaces, vendor events or whatever, and they'll have, they'll be in a back lot of a sushi bar and have 12 people in there and talk about we're charging $75 a head for vendors to be here. You go there and there's no one there. Nobody comes there. But at the end of the day, they still made, $5,000 that night while you didn't make any money. And that's the business model. And it's the same thing even online marketplaces. A lot of them will say, hey, we'll take your brand and put it on our website, but that's it. Their website is literally just a bunch of brands on it. They don't really have the ability to drive traffic to it. They just have a bunch of brands on the website. They like to lead with, oh, we have 10,000 other brands on here. But it's like, sure, that doesn't mean nothing if you don't have people coming here. And I think a good tell sign, at least for me, I already know and I had this kind of in my head when I got the email from the agency and the United Airlines people too. When they lead with how great their thing is, that's a red flag for me. When they lead with, we have 17 million people taking our airlines every single day. We have Devin Booker and Dwayne Wade signed to our agency, and this. I'm like, listen, I hear you, right? I understand that, but to me, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but don't lead with that. Like, don't lead with that if you aren't letting me know from the Jump Street that this is what it is. Like, from Jump Street, you should be letting me know this is the price, this is what I'm getting when I talk to you, or whatever. Don't lead with it as if it's some type of gift. That's what it is that I hate. They like to lead with it as if they're doing a favor to me, where it's like, hey, I really like your thing. You know what you should do? You should have, I know Dwayne Wade, I'm gonna have him market your candle. I'm like, oh, that'd be fire. They're like, yeah, get on a call with me. I get on a call, like, okay, for $100,000, I'll have Dwayne Wade market your candle. I'm like, bro, why didn't you say that before we got to this point? You didn't come into it thinking or talking like it was gonna be a paid situation. So to me, I hate running into that, and we have to try and avoid that at all costs right now. But like I said, that's how we started off with that. And the one thing I did learn from that is, if I ever want to get these athletes, probably even celebrities or whoever, to promote something, it's probably not that expensive, to be honest with you. So that's cool to know. On another note, y'all gonna love this. Y'all gonna find this to be hilarious. So someone called me this week to buy the house, right? And she said that I had spoken to her when I was trying to sell the house, I think last year, and she didn't have any clients or something to that effect, or the person she was talking to was looking at that area. So she finally found someone who doesn't want to move from the area. They want to find a house close by. And she remembered our house. And as some of y'all may know, if you go on Zillow, it's the same pictures that are there before the house was broken into, right? So she calls me. She's like, oh, yeah, we love to buy the house. She said that she'll buy for $180K, which is what she found out was the price, like at the sheriff's sale. Like not at the sheriff's sale, but she found out from the sheriff's sale that would be the price of the house. That's how much money we owed for the loan. So she offered me that. I'm like, listen, sure. Like if you want 180K, you want to give me 180K for it, by all means, go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna let you know right now. Okay, I have not been to that house in almost a year. Okay, last time I heard about the house, it had squatters in it that had to be removed. It was broken into 3 times. They stole the appliances. They stole the kitchen counter. They stole the cabinets. They stole the bathroom sink. They stole the vanity downstairs. There's a hole in the wall. There used to be a dehumidifier in the basement, which is not there. So there's probably water and humidity down there. Who knows what's going on down there, right? So I'm just letting you know from Jump Street, if you want to buy the house, sure, I would advise you to go look at it first before you say you want to go buy the house. So she said, yeah, we're going to drive by. We're going to go see it, whatever. So she calls me back the second day. Second day, she's like, oh, we're going to go see it. And I'm like, sure, like, go do your thing. And she had asked me to look up to see if I could find if it was sold in the sheriff's sale. Now, if any of you guys know how to do this, please let me know how to do it, because I honestly don't know whether or not the house was sold and if it was sold for how much. But she told me that one of the neighbors had told her client that the house was put up for a sheriff's sale. Maybe it's a sign on the door or something. I don't know. But I'm just curious how much the house was actually sold for personally. But yeah, I would honestly love to see the house just to see what it turned into. Just kind of see. But I'm like, it was a beautiful house. It was an amazing house. And things happen. Crazy things happen. But after the second phone call, she told me she was going to call me back, and she hasn't called me back. So my guess is she drove by the house again. And so like, I don't know if this is the house I want to live in right now. So, I guess I'll keep y'all updated on that. I thought the house saga was done. It seems like there is still a little bit of a sequel to the house. Should have been done after the first season. The first season should have had it finished, wrapped up, and never to be seen again. But here we are, back at it once more, talking about the house. But in better news, okay, we have switched to doing online a lot. Okay, y'all know that. Y'all know we're not doing really markets no more. We did one last week, which was amazing. We did 2 last week, which was pretty good. And we've been going hard on online, trying to figure out how can we get more sales online. This has been our best month online ever, to be honest with you. Today is the 16th, and I'm going to tell you how many orders we got so far this month. Wow. Google's #1 referrer driving traffic to our website now. So in November, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've gotten 15 orders. So 15 orders is roughly 1 order a day, except for today. Today's the 16th. It's been great. It's been really good getting orders. We've had a couple of orders that we've gotten from Google ads, which is amazing. That's one. We've gotten orders from Instagram. We've gotten orders from people who have found the site. Honestly, this is going to be kind of crazy. So I was looking at, we have something called Klaviyo, and it tells us, well, it doesn't tell us, but we have a pop-up on our website that asks people like how you found us. It was some people that said they found us from a PNC Bank internal memo. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. and one of the people that found us from the internal memo bought 6 medium candles. Six. That's a lot. 6 of the candles. 6. So I was just like, this is crazy. And to think, I mean, we know our target audience, women with money. That's who the people that like that not only love our candles, but also can have enough discretionary income to buy the candles. So that's always amazing. That's amazing to have that. So just going and looking at seeing all the different type of people who are or where they're coming from is cool. Now, earlier in the podcast, I said that I don't want to give out free candles anymore, right? So what we've been doing now, or at least we tried it once, was to give someone a gift card for the candle instead. So one thing that it does is it helps us keep track of the candle inventory and kind of what we're selling, right? That's one thing. Also, if the person, it's a whole bunch of things. It lets us know the person's name, lets us know if we want to send them an email for another candle in the future. We have that. We have a lot of information that we could use to retarget someone that's already bought a candle, or not bought one, but already liked the candle and got one either for free or from whatever else the situation might be. And the person that reached out to us from United Airlines, she had told us that her friend had got a candle from us and she loved it, and she recommended it to her. And that's when she, who runs the magazine, told us that she would have us in the magazine. So when we politely declined to listen, that's not going to work for us, we felt appreciative that she would think about us for that opportunity. So we felt like it would be best to give her a candle, right? But I'm like, we not doing the free stuff no more. So I gave her a gift card instead. So now she goes on the website, she looks around, see what kind of candle that she specifically likes herself, and then buys it herself with the gift card. Now, the gift card was for a small candle. It covers the delivery fee and it covers the price of the candle, right? And a little bit more. This was unexpected, but she ended up using the gift card to buy a bigger candle. So she got the candle at a lot lower price. So that's an extra $30 that we weren't expecting to get just by giving her the gift card. Then she ended up buying another candle, a medium candle for her friend with the gift card. So all in all, would have been giving her one free candle, which she may not even really enjoyed, or it might have not lasted that long. She ended up getting a big candle that she actually likes, as well as getting her friend a candle. So now she can surprise her friend and be like, hey, listen, I got you surprised. I got you this candle that you really like. Remember, you brought the wine down. Here you go. Right. So to me, I think it's a better overall experience to do something like that than to give somebody a free candle. So going forward, that is what we're definitely going to be doing when it comes to gifting people candles. So now, I guess from my mental state, how I've been feeling today, it's weird. And I've talked about it before in this podcast, right? I definitely feel like I have more energy now in terms of just how it's weird. My body feels more energetic, but my mind doesn't feel that way. So having this building here is very depressing. Like it's very depressing, and I had no idea how much I enjoyed waking up to sunlight. I know I love sunlight. Like waking up to it, I've always known I love it. I love having it. I always ask for it, but I didn't know how much I really enjoyed it till I didn't have it. So today I woke up at 4:00 in the morning, and I was in a very depressive mood, very depressive state. I didn't want to do anything. Like, it's not even I want to do anything. I had a bunch of just negative thoughts that's coming in, and there are times that I would wake up in the morning at 4:00, lay in the bed and look out the window and just see the sun rising. I could just see the horizon. I could just see, the trees or the lights or whatever coming from outside. And it was a time of peace that I could just enjoy. It's quiet. Melissa's sleeping. The cats are sleeping. It's no noise. Nothing's happening. And I could just sit in the bed and look out the window and enjoy seeing that. Now, not only is the building here, we have our blinds closed all the time because there are people walking around those buildings. We can't even freely move around in our house because people are right there. So it's like, are we having sex? Are we walking around naked? We want to be in the house. comfortable, right? Without having to think about somebody just staring in the house looking at us. So the blinds are always closed. So all those things combined, it's very depressing. Now, another thing too is, I said this before, I'll probably keep saying it again. It's the idea of not knowing time. And that's why it reminds me of what would be solitary confinement, just because you're in the box and you literally don't know what time it is. So you're waking up thinking it's 2 a.m. It's actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're waking up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's actually 12 a.m. And you just have no idea what time of the day it is. And I think that has a very negative effect on the body, not knowing kind of where you are in space, like in relation to what's around you, just kind of just floating. I wonder if there's a deeper thing to knowing time, if that's what time was invented for that reason. But it's weird. And if I don't know if anybody has experienced anything similar to that, where you're just in some kind of room or box or something without knowing what's going on outside in terms of time or day. But it's very weird. Even right now, the sun is up. Like, it's a beautiful day outside, and all I see is a big brick building, like a huge, not even brick, concrete 20-foot story building, right? And every time I think about it, it's depressing. It's like, damn, this is trash, right? And I don't know if I'll say it motivated me necessarily, but I guess it's kind of some type of motivation. But this morning I got up and I woke up, I guess I didn't really go anywhere, but I got my laptop and I started editing. So an issue that I've been having over the last 2 weeks is distractions and not letting things get in the way of what we're trying to do. And I think it's crazy because most people don't know what a distraction is until they try and focus on something. So if anybody, or whoever listens to the podcast, if you want to do like a little test for yourself, give yourself a goal, right? You say, you know what? My goal for today is to work on this one thing, right? And then two things will happen. I always say this too. It's kind of funny. When you make that goal, things will come up to try and stop you from making that goal. Like, it's a very weird, I don't know what it is, right? But as soon as you say, we'll make this goal, your friend from high school will call you, your door, you get a package that's missing or something weird's gonna happen, right? But also what you learn is how many things are actually in the way of getting from step A to step B. Yeah, it's like once I start becoming more intentional about a goal, I start realizing all the things that are in the way. So right now, the last week or two, a lot of things come up, and there are opportunities that can be good and fruitful, like the grant, and then sometimes, or the Morgan Stanley event. But then sometimes there are things that just take away time from what we're trying to do, like the phone calls with all these marketing type people, right? That just it doesn't really help. So I've been trying to get back to focusing on just doing a schedule or a plan. And it sucks because I already know something's going to come up. I don't know what's going to come up. I know something's going to come up because it always comes up. And it's just me trying to continue doing that, which is why we're doing the vlog earlier than we have it in the last couple of weeks. I think we've been doing a vlog on Sundays, Saturdays, Fridays. And listen, in season 1 and season 2, or chapter 1 and chapter 2, the vlog was done Tuesdays. Like, it was sometimes done Wednesday, but it was mostly done on Tuesday. Huh? You said vlog. Oh, the podcast. The podcast has been done Tuesday. Then it was, okay, sometimes it gets to Wednesday. Then it's Thursday. Then they, oh, well, we can do it on Friday. Then it's like, all right, Saturday's here. All right, if I could do it Sunday, I edit the same Sunday and come out on Monday. Or come out later Sunday. Then it's like, oh, come out on Monday. And it's like, the reason that happens because little things come up over and over and over and over again that keep pushing the thing back. And Is it impossible to get it out on time? No, it's not impossible. It becomes extremely difficult when weighing what the trade-off would be. So the trade-off would be record the podcast at 12 o'clock at night. Like, that would be one of the things. Like, okay, yeah, we could have stayed up. We were already up at 11 p.m. anyways. Why not set the podcast up at 11 p.m. and record till 1 a.m. to record the podcast, right? But it's like, what is the trade-off that comes from doing that? Okay, now whatever I have planned the next day is probably not going to get done because I'm going to be tired, right? And it's like, okay, are we going to be able to make candles the next day? Do we have an event to go to? Do we have inventory to take track of? Whatever. So that has been one of the most annoying things. But I think after last week, which again it was a good week, we made $2,000 last week, so it's not a bad week, but we have a mantra where it's maintain and grow. And right now we're maintaining, and maintenance is the same thing as complacency. You're not actually getting any further than where you are at now. And I don't want to get into a place where we're just maintaining what we're doing, but not doing the thing that will take us to the next level. And that is the photography, that is the designing, whatever emails, whatever boxes, whatever new partnership that we're going to have coming up, all of those things, coming up with the journey for the emails, coming up with a new website design, all of that stuff. It gets us from where we are to the next level to making, maybe right now we're making $1,100. Right now, the last 2 months we made $1,000. We're at $1,100 right now. We're only on the 16th of the month, right? So it's fair to assume that we'll probably do $1,500 to $2,000 this month, right? So if we can do that again in December, that would be great. I don't know if we can, because I don't know how we're doing it now. I know it's happening. I know people are buying it, but I know that it can be done. We can make it more consistent. And then next thing you know, say, hey guys, it's week 1 of the month, and we've already done $1,500 online. Okay, week 2, okay, we're at $3,000 already at this month. Oh, week 3, we're at $4,500. Oh wow, we made $1,500 every single week this month. That's crazy. And they'll just keep growing from there. But that'll never happen if we can't get more things in order. And funny enough, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why we aren't getting there yet, because there's always constraints on the business. And I think that what would you call that? What would you call time, keeping track of time? What would you call that? Right. I think our time management is not great. And I think that can be a constraint that we have, because it just slows everything down. A funny thing that we've noticed editing the podcast is that, not the podcast, the vlog, is that we're usually almost to a T 2 months out from whatever we plan to do. About 2 months, right? Which is an extremely long time. Extremely long. So we'll watch a vlog today and it'll say, oh man, we're thinking about leaving Artisan Fleas, and then in 2 months we'll leave. It say, oh man, we're thinking about applying for this grant, and in 2 months we apply for the grant. And it's like, we're thinking about working with these influencers, and in 2 months we work with influencers. And we could compress that time to quicker. We can compress a 2 month time frame if we're doing the things a lot faster, if we're managing our time better. And for me, editing the podcast and the vlog in the morning every day is the thing that I know for sure will be able to get us more time. Because the worst thing that happens is whenever the vlog has to go out, if I'm editing the vlog on Sunday, I'm losing my whole day of Sunday, because now I'm editing a vlog at 12 o'clock. It takes me, I've noticed it takes me about 6 hours plus to edit the vlog, right? But if I do it straight, it'll take me 8 to 10. It'll take me probably 12 hours, 15 hours to edit the vlog if I'm doing it straight. Just because I start falling asleep, I'll get bored. Then I'm thinking about, I can feel myself not editing the vlog or the podcast intentionally enough, because my brain keeps drifting off somewhere else. And when it's things happening, commotion happening during the day, I'm less focused on the vlog. In the morning when nothing is happening, I can actually focus and go, okay, I can cut out each and every single sound that shouldn't be in the vlog or word or whatever that shouldn't be in there, and it comes out better. So like I said, to me, I think that is our biggest constraint right now, is us managing our time. I feel like that is something that we should be working on next. But it is now the League of Villains segment. Woo! League of Villains, yeah, woo.
Hey y'all. I feel like I look like a who, but yes. How you guys doing? I feel not my best. What do women say? They on their cycle? Yeah, my bicycle is here. It's not here. It's approaching. Right. It's approaching. Which is always sucky. So for me, I'm like kind of out. Like physically I'm out. So I'm not going outside. I'm going outside tomorrow. And I'm going outside Sunday, which I think is like very evil of my cycle to come at this time. But, whatever. Like I was here this whole week. It was supposed to be here Monday, and now it's Thursday. So I'm just annoyed. But I am having a lunch date tomorrow. It's kind of like it's a coffee date. So I'm really excited. I've met a Black woman at the graduation that I had for the Bay Good Foundation. And I actually added her on LinkedIn because I think we were in the same kind of group for something, and I had added her on LinkedIn then. And I had saw her at the graduation, and we talked, and we're gonna grab coffee tomorrow. So I'm really excited. She has her own law firm, which is really, really cool. And she's thinking about making content, so that's also really, really cool too. So, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to have that type of conversation and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. And what else is happening? Yeah, we've been getting a lot of packages, like every day. Like I wake up and I have to now make another package. When starting the entrepreneurial product business. Because this is how Ember started, when we were in the situation where we're trying to figure out, like, what the hell are we gonna do? And I'm like, okay, I will never forget. I'm scrolling on TikTok, I'm scrolling on YouTube, because I love business vlogs. Like, I love business vlogs. I love watching them. I love seeing how cute these businesses are. Like, they'll put all these like different stickers. They'll be so intentional with their packaging and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. It's so cute. And you know what, every entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur, boss babe has, that's fulfilling products for their e-commerce business, they have a pink label printer. And then they just be having it on. And they just be printing ding, ding, ding. And that's an order. All of those is order. So I'm like, damn, like, man. Because that's something that we had to graduate to. You feel me? Like, there's no reason for me to buy a label printer if I'm getting one or two orders a month, 5 orders a month. There's no reason for that. That's like kind of, there's no reason for it. I could print out the paper. We can't afford it. I could print out the paper, cut it, tape it onto the box. And that's how we've been doing orders for the last 2 years, right? So I have to sit there, I have to manually cut everything out, have to manually, adhere it to the box with tape, spend extra on tape to do that, whatever. So now that we're getting orders every day, we're getting multiple orders in a day. Some of these orders is big too. Like, we can't ship it out in one package. Got to ship it out in multiple packages. You feel me? So now I'm cutting out like 5-6 things at the same time. Like, oh, this is taking up time now. Now there's a bottleneck. So you know what we got? We got a black label printer. I was like, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Gotta be pink. And then look at God. When it was printing, it was blurry. So we had to return it. So you know what we got now? Like, I don't think you understand. I feel like, oh snap, I'm about to mess it up. I feel like I have graduated. I have now entered not me making 100K, not the business making 100K, but having a pink label. I've graduated. I am now in the e-commerce space. I am now a senior. Like, I feel like, oh, this is lit. So I'm just super excited to have the pink label printer. It's so aesthetic. Like, I don't think you understand. Just making content with it would be fire too. Like, I know my girlies and I know what they like. If I did a whole come watch me make orders for my candle business video, they gonna eat that up. With a pink label printer, they gonna eat it up. Eat it up. So I'm excited. Super excited. I'm so happy. It's so aesthetic. So after the Morgan Stanley event was it last week? So what Donovan was saying earlier is just always so interesting to me, because it's not like it takes 2 months for us to do stuff because we want it to take 2 months. It takes 2 months because there's things that pop up that become more urgent than the other thing that we're trying to do. So an example would be like, let's say the topic is making a new packaging, and we come up with that today. Tomorrow we'll get an event that we now have to do, and we do that event, and then the week after that, now we have to do a pitch competition, and now we have to and there's things that they need for the pitch competition, or now we have to do our taxes. That's another thing I had to talk to y'all about today too. So that's how things end up going 2 months out, and I don't know. I do agree that it's kind of like a time management, but it's also like a priority of things where it's like the things pop up and we have to prioritize it over the other things. But I guess still getting it done, that's the time management, or is that risk management? If something of a higher priority comes up that interferes with me doing the thing, is that still time management, or is that risk management?
What will be the risk management part of it?
So it might not be risk. It might be another word. Is that like an opportunity cost? It's something.
But what is the definition of what you're trying to say?
That, because I think time management sounds like I'm not doing anything with my time, or
it's how are you spending your time? Because it's like,
right, but that's where the priority of things comes in. Because if we have a pitch competition that could give us $30K, or now we have to do P&L statements and blah 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 for said pitch competition, it's not really a one-sided task. That then.
But this is I think the problem that we have is, I don't think that is the issue. I think it's what happens when that's done. That's the issue. So once the P&L statement is finished and whatever is written out, are we doubling or tripling up on what we weren't doing during that time period? Probably not. And often we're usually taking more of a break because we've had to switch to whatever that thing was. So if we were, let's say that we're writing emails for Monday and Tuesday, right? And we're trying to do it for the whole week, but then we find out on Wednesday we got to do a pitch competition. We'll do the pitch competition for 4 or 5 days. So we've missed out on 4 or 5 days of writing emails, but then we'll take a break or two because we're spending days writing this. So now we're 7 days behind on writing emails because we were doing this. And it's it's making up for the lost time that we spent on doing the other thing.
Okay, I see. So it's like once, it's not necessarily prioritizing that thing over the higher priority thing. Is more so okay, when this happens, what do you do to make up for that happening? Okay. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I went to a pitch competition after the Morgan Stanley event. I think I told you guys about it, which was pretty cool. And one of the panelists in particular really stood out to me. So and she's also an angel investor. So I had, I followed her on LinkedIn because she definitely said to do that. So I followed her on LinkedIn. She's been posting. She posted pretty much that, like, she's still looking actively to invest in stuff and invest in women in particular. And for us to, you can submit your business, to be considered on her website. So I was checking out her website. I was checking out the other, she also has the other companies that she's invested in on her website too. So I was checking that out too. And then she also has this program called Power to Pitch that was also highlighted on her website. So I clicked on it and it brought me to another website featuring her and the founder of that company, Power to Pitch, and her name is Kat. Apparently it's supposed to help you refine your pitch. It's supposed to help you pitch to investors, pitch competitions and all that type of stuff. And we're in that space now, so I'm like, okay, it would be cool to get into this program and see how we would do, how it would help us, because they also have resources and all that other stuff too. And I'm not sure if that one is paid or not. I was kind of on the fence, to be honest, when I first got there, because like Donovan said, we kind of have our antennas up. We're trying to discern what's a scam, what's not a scam, what's actually helpful, what's a resource, what's something that could be, not the best situation to be in, or, a waste of money. So a little red flaggish thing to me was that it was like when I signed up, it pretty much asked you to schedule a meeting kind of immediately. Not immediately, it wasn't like the same day, but there were times that were for tomorrow, the day after, it was kind of very close. So I wasn't sure about that, because I know that a lot of guru courses, they'll be like, you have to do this video before you start the course, and then you get on and it'll say it's a Zoom call with the person, and then you'll get to the Zoom call and it's just an automated video that somebody on Fiverr probably cut up for them or whatever. So the meeting was yesterday, and I went into it and I told Donovan this before I went into it to him, listen, if she's not there, this is not it. This is a scam. So we got into the call, and she was there. She was actually there. The person that, owns the program, runs the program, and had a conversation with us. I had a really good experience talking to her. I'm sure Donovan will talk about his experience when he comes back. Aside from that, right now, my hat is designer. So I have to design shipping boxes. I have to design products for Fake. I have to design product boxes. I have to design emails for the email marketing funnels that we're working on. So I am in my designer hat. I'm in my designer bag. I've been taking my UX UI course, so I finally made it to Figma. I have Figma now, but I have not used it yet. So like I said, I'm still feeling pretty crappy, just as a human, in my body. But I feel once the crappiness goes away, and once I have energy again to really sit down, focus, and get things done, I will be back at Starbucks, the library, wherever, and really honing in and getting shit done for hours at a time, which I think is super fun to kind of do when I'm not tired. So yeah, that's it. All right, bye guys.
Yeah, so one thing that Alyssa was talking about was the person we got on the phone with. They run a business that teaches you how to do pitches, and I'm always on the fence about how strict my red flag signal should be. Should it be as soon as I hear one red flag, I'm out of here? Should that be it? But they're more like orange flags or yellow flags. One thing for me, when I'm talking to somebody, if I feel that when I talk to you, you're just telling me platitudes of your business or rehearsing a script to me, that's usually something that I don't want to deal with. And during the phone call, I got that. This person was saying that she had a business that she started when she was in college, and the business did very well, and she in that time period won 22 out of 23 pitch competitions, and she won 6 figures in her business. And the thing I disliked about it is the fact that I know what a lot of that stuff, like I know the read between the lines language. If I made 500K, I'm probably not going to say I made 6 figures. That's not the word I'm going to use. If I made 900K, I'm probably not going to say 6 figures. If I make 900K, I would probably say I made almost $1 million with pitch competitions. If I made 500K, I would probably say I made $500,000 from pitch competitions. If I made 250K, I would say I made $250,000 from pitch competitions. If I made 102K, I would say I made 6 figures from pitch competitions. Right? That's what I would say. And it's just maybe that's part of the program that she's gonna, in the program that she talks about how to say different things, but that's an issue to me, right? I also found out later that she had said something to us that she has in one of her sales scripts, or whatever, her course or something. So overall, she was cool to talk to, and I enjoyed that conversation with her. But she also seems, she might be like a year younger than me, and we were talking to her because she has the potential to get us an investment in the business of the 300K we're looking for. And in that conversation, she pretty much said that she does not think we're ready for that money. But upon doing more digging into her, like after the phone call, I don't necessarily think that she has a lot of experience on this. And I know it's going to sound weird because it's kind of her business that she has and does. But another red flag for me is when someone is like all in on one concept. So an example of that would be, okay, I do Turo, and I would say, listen, you have to buy a luxury car. If you're not buying a luxury car, you can't do Turo. But then it's like, well, this guy over here, he only buys cars under 5K, and he's doing 6 figures a month, right? And this person over here, they only buy minivans, and they're doing 6 figures a month, right? But what that tells me, the first person that gave me that advice, they only have a knowledge about what they do, and they don't have a knowledge about the entire space. They just study that one thing that they do, and that's it. And I feel like that's the vibe I got from her, because we were talking about the business, and she said that we have too many SKUs, and if you don't know what that is, that's just the amount of products you have, right? And I'm like, we have too many SKUs. I'm like, we have 8 candles and like 5 room spray. Like, we don't have that many. And then when I said that, she's like, oh, well, yeah, you're right. You don't have that many. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. And then when she has said that we need to know where we're going to buy a warehouse from now, right? And it's helpful to know, right? However, when I did my research into her, she had a warehouse very early. So I feel like she looks at it as, oh, okay, you have to get a warehouse and hire people to be in the warehouse to do fulfillment. And it's like, I don't necessarily think that's the case, because our industry is very different than her industry. And for us, it's a lot easier. As I say this all the time to people, it's a lot easier to make thousands of candles than it is to make hundreds of candles, or like not hundred, but like a small batch of candles. Because once you have the fragrance and the wax together, all you gotta do is pour it, and the wick. That's all you gotta do is you just pour. I can, if I had, there's a equipment tool that it's like a big hose almost with a spout attached to it, and you just press the button, and inside of each candle it just pours it, right? And that's one single person that can do that. You don't have to have an entire warehouse to do something like that. Honestly, if we had probably like how much candles? Let me see. Maybe a warehouse. I don't know. Maybe. Cause like, if I was gonna if we had an office, that would be enough space for that. Like, we don't need a warehouse. If we had like a legitimate office,
here would be okay if there was no bed.
Right.
If there was no like furniture and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
for fake. Yeah.
Just for candles, there's no fridge, there's no stove. It's just the space, and then and then the bathroom and the closets were for the candles. This would be fine. Right.
And it's like, I don't necessarily think we need a warehouse, but like I said, she had one. And when I did more research again, she sold her first business already, because one thing she was saying to us is that when we had asked her, I don't know how it came up, but we pretty much were saying or talking about not selling our company, because we have zero intention of selling the company or exiting at the company. And she was like, oh, well, yep, if you don't exit, I don't know what to tell you, because investors not going to want to invest in you. And I'm like, that's crazy, because Amazon has never sold their company. Neither has Google, Facebook. A lot of people have never sold their company. Panda Express, they're not selling a company. They're just building it out. So they have investors. They didn't sell their company. How is that possible that they did that? But like I said, to me, it's like, it's very one-track minded to think that way about it. So, you know, again, like I said, if we were in that space, then I definitely think that would be useful. But that's not what we're in. We're not in this to get a lick and make $20-30 million off of selling the candle company. Like, I don't want to do that, because I know how big it's gonna be, and I know it's gonna turn into other things that aren't just candles. People are gonna look at it and go like, yeah, I got here from selling candles. Like, how did that happen? But in their mind, they're like, oh, how big can you get just selling candles? For honestly, like I said, the Yankee Candle is doing like $800 million a year in candles, like just Yankee Candle. So, like,
that doesn't include the fragrance industry.
Right. That's literally just that. So, and then we're gonna be. It's like I said, we are not just a candle company. Okay. It's gonna be, the name's gonna be dropped from Ember Candle Co. to just Ember, and it'll be a lot bigger than it is now, right? So, you know, like I said, I don't knock her for it. Like I said, she sold her company for an undisclosed amount. They said it was 6 figures. So again, here we go, right? That's not $1 million, and to me, I guess that's cool. I guess. She said she also had been on Good Morning America, and that's where she got most of her traffic from. But again, thinking about that, I don't even know how good her business was actually doing before that happened. Like, legitimately selling. Because she said once she went on there, she got like 12,000 orders in 48 hours. That's amazing. She said that was more orders than she's ever had for the entire year. And her price point is like $20 for the thing that she was selling. But she sold it. So obviously, if she was making millions of dollars from it, she probably wouldn't have sold it. Also, what she was selling was a niche product. But even still, when you have a business, when you invest in the business always changes from what it starts out as. That's just the growth of business, because you have to be able to compete, to be able to grow. You're going to have constraints that you have to break through. And when you break through that, you have to change a part of the business. So if you're selling glassware, eyewear today, you might be like, okay, we're selling glasses. But then you'll find out like, oh man, people really need goggles for swimming. So you took your technology from the glass to turn it into swimming goggles. You're like, oh man, maybe I should make some shades for people who do construction work. And it's like, you start off being just a sunglass company, but now you are making glasses for windows because people love your glass. Like, that's just how it goes. You just expand and you grow your business that way. So, you know, I don't want to get too deep into that tangent or whatever. On the last couple notes is we had bought some new photo equipment. Like I said, I love Amazon because I can return everything. Like, that is one of my favorite things. I could buy it, use it, return it if I don't like it, return it if it's not what I needed to do, and it's very seamless to do. Like, there's no big issue. I'm not paying for it. I could go drop it off. It's great. So I bought a new lens for the camera for the new product features we're going to be taking. I bought some new backdrops that we're going to be using for it, and some like poster board type vibe for it. So, you know, in my mind, I have a vision. It's the execution part. And that's why I get so mad at myself, because I know what needs to be done and I know how to execute it. It's just not getting done, because the soft skills are the part that's lacking, where it's just the continuing to do those small minor things like time management. Right. And then lastly, logical positions. They have been doing great. Like I said, they're doing amazing. I am very happy working with them. We're getting orders. We are getting traffic. And the big thing to me is the traffic, just because, again, the site needs to be changed again. Like, it's just not bad. We're growing. The site was doing what it's supposed to do at the time. And where we're at, or where we're going to be in a couple months, the site needs to be updated to that. And then at some point, it'll probably have to grow from that too. Whenever we realize what walls or constraints we're running into, we grow and pivot, or we're not pivot, but like expand. So they were telling me recently that we got a lot of QR code scans to the website, and our conversion rate is looking really good. So I'm all happy, because all that means to me is that we have to improve the website. People are coming to the website. And this morning I was looking at the session that people were, like the recordings and stuff. People are coming to the website and looking at the perfumes. The perfumes are the highest price thing on the website, and they are also the highest margin things. And they are the least they are the least produced, not the word, like, we have not put much energy into the perfumes for the website. Like, they are like the afterthought. So those pictures don't look that great. The product don't look that great. The description doesn't look that great. Like, it's not cohesive at all compared to the rest of the website. So it's like, okay, we have to go back in and change that. But people are coming to the website for that. So once we tweak that, people will be buying perfumes from the website who have never met their brand before, which to me will be even crazier than buying the candles. You can find all of our behind the scenes content on social media. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, AnetaBurn, AnetaBurn. You know what it is? Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023, the road to 500K. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.